Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody
Hey, Mike Foster here.
stand in your way.
Can you imagine it? Imagination. What does that mean to you? Well, to me it's one of the things that separates humans from everybody else. All other living species. We have imagination. We have a creativity that if we use our mind, a certain part of it, and train ourselves, and by that I mean reading, listening to people, exposing yourself to the arts, exposing yourself to anything. Could be building a house, could be interpretive dance, could be playing a musical instrument, could be looking at an Excel spreadsheet. If you use your imagination, amazing things can happen. Imagination. What does imagination mean to you? To me, it means that without it, we never would have had half or 1/10 of the amazing inventions we have in the world today. Think about the iPhone or just a smartphone. But without imagination, how could we have created something as amazing as that? Or a computer or an airplane? Imagination. It could be called innovation. It could be called creativity. But imagination is so much more than just those two words. You can imagine anything. You can imagine that you can fly without an airplane. And that's how the people who invented airplanes first thought of things. Leonardo da Vinci, 500 years ago, there's a famous drawing that he'd created that is aerodynamic, even that long ago. That's because of his imagination. And even going further along, Da Vinci and other the most great famous artists in the world, that all comes from imagination. Sure, there's technique involved. There's technique involved in anything. But without imagination, all you have is something that's technical and not very interesting. Think of all your famous writers. Think about Game of Thrones. That all came from one guy's brain, George R.R. Martin. And by the way, guys, that's not real. Just want to let you know, that's not a real show. But it's so well done through imagination and creativity and through technique and through delivering that imagination first on the page, then onto the television screen. It's believable. It's believable that that world really existed. And again, it does not exist. And there's no hobbits either. I hate to break the news to some of you folks. But through imagination, we've got a few hours of tremendous entertainment, you know? And that's amazing. But imagination goes further than just entertainment. Imagination is when anything in your life that you want to do, especially things for the better that you want to change about yourself. Imagine that you lost 20 pounds, and through that 20 pounds, you're going to be healthier and happier. You got to imagine it first, and then you got to execute through the proper technique. I have a bunch of videos that can help you do it, but you have to have the imagination to want to do it. That's with anything in your life. You're sitting across the room, and there's a beautiful girl or guy, depending on your preference. You can imagine having an opening line with them, and maybe having a Starbucks coffee with them, and going from there. That's how great relationships start. One word, one small step, lots of imagination. So imagination, it's the key to human endeavor and success. I really believe it. Guess what? 9 years ago, I imagined a website where I could talk about health, food, things like imagination, via videos, and reach millions of people. That website's Live Life 365, and without imagining it first, it never would have happened. So think about that, and good luck with all your endeavors and your imagination. Until next time, keep living Life 365. Peace.
Live life 365.